Hi everyone, my name is Hymns of Grace and I'm a spiritual coach, and I'm here to help you through your ascension journey that you are courageously navigating right now. Energies are massive. I want to do a collective reading. I'm just shuffling some of my decks. So I want to do a collective reading because the energies have been are still so intense. We've got Mercury retrograde, which just comes up on the 9th of September until the 2nd of October. So if you're watching around that time, this will be affecting you in one of your life areas, maybe more. But we have other retrogrades, like Mercury retrograde gets loads of attention, but we have other retrogrades going on too. Saturn and Jupiter have both been retrograde for a while. Pluto's retrograde again. So where is this pulling us and pushing us and pinching us? Well, Jupiter's about expansion and is in the sign of Aries, which is the sign of the warrior, the sign of either being aggressive or assertive. So in your life, are you moving forward assertively or are you pushing forward aggressively? When we do that, we're pushing against the flow of life. When we're assertive, we are forging ahead. And you can look on your star chart, see where Aries is. That's where it will be affecting you, that house. We've also got Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So Saturn is our life lesson, and Aquarius is the sign of the loner. Also the sign of like technology and things like that too. So where are you allowing yourself to be different? Where are you allowing yourself to be of the world, in the world, but not of the world? Where are you honoring yourself? Where are you seeing the parts of your shadow that aren't necessarily accepted by society, but aren't bad? They aren't wrong. They're an intrinsic part of you. Are you allowing yourself to be seen in those areas so that you can be your unique self? So retrogrades happen all the time. Mercury gets a lot of attention because it goes retrograde 3 times a year and it can affect travel. So people say, oh, don't plan a trip where Mercury's in retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is Venus is Libra and Virgo. So have a look on your chart, see where the cusp of Libra and Virgo are. This is where you're going to be stopped from moving forward and brought into contemplation. Where can I find balance, Libra? And where do I need to get organized, Virgo? So Libra and Virgo, when they're not, like when they're the low road, if you like, as opposed to the high road. That was the high road of Libra and Virgo. The low road would be, oh my God, I'm completely out of balance and I want it to be perfect now. And I'm going to sulk because it's not happening. That's the low road. The high road is finding balance through clear communication, stating what you need, listening to other people, seeing what they need, and then making a plan and taking baby steps to get there, one small step at a time. So you can see where the cusp of Libra Virgo is on your chart. You can see where Aries is on your chart. You can see where Aquarius is on your chart. What house they are in is what's going to be most affected by these retrogrades. It's like a life hack. So I'm going to draw some cards. We've got the full moon on Saturday. The full moon's in Pisces. So we're going to be called to let go of whatever is standing between us and our inner voice, our intuition, our highest self being able to communicate with us. I've been talking a lot about empaths recently and speaking to the empaths and saying, what is standing in your way? Are you reading too much into what you're feeling from other people? Or are you feeling their emotions and thinking they're yours? If we can unblock there, our psychic abilities and our empathic abilities will become so much easier and so much more of a gift to the world. Okay, so what could you release on the full moon that is standing between you and your gift? This has been coming up a lot for me. Star Brothers, Horus energy. This card is telling me that we need to lean in to any male people around us who are on the path too. Allow them to be the riverbed on which we flow. Allow them to be strong and then, you know, allow the divine feminine in ourselves to have a little bit of wiggle room. This applies to men as well. It also means find the divine masculine within you. A lot of us, our masculine is the toxic masculinity, control, pushing against the flow of life, dominating things. Whereas the divine masculine holds the space. He's the foundations. He's strong. He forges ahead on the path. He keeps people on track. He lets them learn from their own mistakes rather than forcing them to do what he believes is right. So there's a subtle difference there. So can you find that within yourself? And can you find that within your circle? So that your divine feminine, which we all have in different degrees, has got more room to bloom. Because she's the intuition. She's the softness. She's the self-care, the rest, the play, the silliness. So when she's got more room, you're healthier in mind, body and soul. So allow that masculine energy to become divine. See where it's toxic. And here we are, another one, perspective. Allow yourself to zoom out. Allow yourself to see that none of this matters, putting it in perspective. So this picture is like the earth, but from a big distance, almost like a view of an eagle, taking yourself out. This is what I call witnessing. It's also known as mindfulness, where we start observing the story rather than being entangled in it, in the programs, in the should, in the why, in the shouldn't, in the that's right, that's wrong, this is good, this is bad. If we step out and we see it from a bird's eye view, just like we would if a friend came to us and told us their story, and we'd be able to see it from a different perspective because we're not embroiled in it. What a gift would it be if you could do that for yourself? Be that friend for yourself. See things from a bigger perspective. See it as a bigger picture. Zoom out and see it as a whole. One more. The 7 star sisters. So this is Pleiades energy. A lot of us starseeds, especially around the age of 30, 40, 50, sort of that 20-year area. Yeah, I would say maybe 30, 35 to around 50, 55. So if you're around that age and you're awakened, there's a good chance that you are of Pleiadian ancestry, as in your soul has spent a lot of incarnations in Pleiades. So that is a different star system to this one. And they are higher dimensional beings. And why many of us came down at this time and incarnated was to help during this great awakening, help during this ascension, because we have such gifts to share that really help the mankind, humanity collective at this time, which is why so many in this age bracket have awakened in the past couple of years. So the 7 sisters is about birthing new creations and weaving your knowledge into the tapestry of life. This is another big reason why we need to tap into our intuition. If you use this full moon this weekend and you tap into your intuition, get rid of clinging to your thoughts, clinging to your beliefs, and go more deeply into your knowing, into your intuition, into what you intrinsically feel. Practice listening to your intuition. See what happens when you ignore your intuition and go with your brain instead. And then see what happens if you ignore your brain and go with your intuition instead. You can start with really small things and you can start to then feel into what is your intuition, what is your inner guidance telling you. And the more you follow that, the more you'll be able to share your gifts with the world. The more you'll be able to tap into the gifts that maybe you don't realize right now that you have. If you are Pleiadian ancestry, you have psychic abilities. You have an ability to channel. You have an ability to connect to higher dimensional beings. You may see it, or you may feel it, or you may know it, but that gift will be there. And the more you use it, the more you develop it, the stronger it will get. Palladians don't really like eating animal produce. If you find yourself drawn to a vegetarian, vegan, raw lifestyle, it may be the Palladian knowing that all beings are one, all beings are equal, and it just not sitting right with you. People who are more 3D, they may feel, you know, we're part of the earth and we eat what comes from the earth, and that's okay. But Palladian heritage, maybe not so much. So allowing yourself to tap into your intuition, tap into your knowing, and share your gifts with the world, weave it into the story that we have during this amazing time of awakening. Your gifts can really help wake people up to their spirituality and their own abilities. And the more we shine, the more we encourage other people to shine. You know, I'm not pulled to draw one of these today. I'm going to draw a couple of tarot cards instead. I don't feel like the Earth Oracle today. I feel more high than that today. All right, so I'm going to do three card draw, and this is for the Mercury retrograde and the full moon. So it's kind of the rest of Virgo season, I would say. Okay. Moon. So the Moon Tarot card is telling me that there needs to be even more emphasis on this full moon. The moon is the card of intuition. The moon is the card of the unseen, of using our inner knowing to see what can't be seen. And it's the Pisces full moon. And the Pisces full moon is all about that. Pisces energy is all about that. So I urge you to do a ritual this weekend. I believe, depending on your time zone, it may be on Friday for some people. I'm not sure. So double check. But where I am, it's on Saturday evening, I believe. So have a look and find out when the full moon is. When is the most potent day to do a releasing ritual? For example, if the full moon is in the early hours of the morning, it's the evening before that you want to try and do your ritual. It's the evening closest to the full moon, okay? So find out where that is for you, where you are. And I really want you to have a think about what is standing between you and your intuition. What's standing between you and your psychic abilities. What's standing between you and your true essence. What thoughts, what beliefs, what habits, what behaviors, what do you act out and witness yourself doing and think, my God, that doesn't resonate with me. Why am I doing that? Why am I saying that? And yet you watch the story unfold. If you make the commitment to release what is standing between you and your intuition, any thoughts, any habits, any beliefs, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying it's magic. What I'm saying is that you make that intention and then you stick to it. And every day you witness yourself. And when you see yourself do it, you witness yourself do it. And then one day there'll be a delay before you do it. Or one day you'll catch yourself halfway through and stop. And then one day that muscle will get so strong that you'll make a different choice and you'll choose what resonates with you instead of the habit. And then one day, doesn't even cross your mind to do it. You do the new habit, you do what resonates. And then 6 months later, you'll be in women's circle and you'll remember that you used to do that thing. And you don't, it doesn't even occur to you anymore. It can be done, it has been done, and it will be done again, and you can do it. So make the promise to yourself on this full moon. Observe what thoughts, what habits, what beliefs, what behaviors are destructive to you and standing between you and your intuition, and make the vow that you will surrender them, you will release them, you will replace them with something that serves you and serves the people around you. And then every day, take a little step forward through witnessing, through creating that spaciousness, through creating that delay, through making that different choice, through reprogramming that subconscious mind. Once we see it, we're not it anymore, and we have power. We can change it. We can control it. So they're massive. I mean, for that card to come out there, that's a really important message. Okay, then we've got the Five of Water. The Five of Water is the card of grief. So what is it that needs to be released? What sad needs to be released in you? Pisces full moon. So if you know anybody who cries really easily, shows their emotions very readily, just cries at the drop of a hat, you know someone who's got a lot of Pisces in their star chart. So the Pisces full moon is a really good time to let go of grief, to let go of sad. You know, people who have a lot of anger, who get angry and rageful and shouty, underneath all of that, there's a whole heap of sad. If you've ever had an anger release exercise, once it's out, you'll find tears. So what is under those habits, those thoughts, those beliefs, those behaviors? Once you see them, once you witness them, can you release the emotion that's under them and soften yourself? It softens your heart. It opens you up that little bit more to yourself, to the creator, to your loved ones around you. You let them in that little bit more. So once you have set your intention to release what's holding you back, once you've released some of that sad and some of that grief and honored it and acknowledged it for what it is, opportunities are going to start expanding around you. What's holding you back is you, your thoughts, your habits, your beliefs, the anger and the grief that's under that anger. Once we start to let those things go and we step into love and trust and joy and surrender with a goal in mind, but surrendering nonetheless, we will naturally start to float forward on the flow of life and things will come to us. Great story. My husband used to get annoyed at me spending the tiniest amount of money. And I took my little boy out the other day for a slice of cake. And I was aware that at one point in my life that would have made me feel guilty. I was aware that guilt wanted to happen, kind of did, kind of didn't. It was a lovely time. We had a great time. We spent about £9, £9.50 I think it was, on a cup of herbal tea for me and a slice of cake and a juice for him. And I got home, I parked outside my house, I got out of my car, and what was lying on the curb? A £10 note. The money to pay for the cake. And if we hadn't have gone, I wouldn't have got in my car that day and I wouldn't have seen that £10 note. So I was never going to be up. It was just there. It was there to cover the cost. And that sort of thing never used to happen to me, but it's happening to me more and it's happening to the people around me more. The more we step into surrender and trust with, it's not surrender and trust and I'm just going to lie here and do nothing. We still have to do. We are still in this human incarnation. Even not doing is doing something. So let's set a goal for where we want to be and make baby steps to get there, but also surrender to the flow of life. It's like a paradox. The two work together. And the more we do that, the more we surrender, the more we flow in the right direction and everything just comes together. So keep your eye open for angel numbers. Keep your eye open for £10 notes. Allow yourself to surrender. Allow yourself to trust the flow of life. You've set your intention. You are purposefully making the steps to go where you want to be. And you trust that life might take you on detours, maybe to teach you something, maybe to connect you with somebody. And maybe when you get there, it isn't going to be exactly what you originally imagined, but it's going to be perfect for you. It's going to be even better than you imagined. Okay. So expansion of opportunities and moving forward with the flow of life with determination. So wishing you an absolutely beautiful day. I really hope the reading helps. As usual, I'll share these on my Facebook page. So if you want to see the images, they will be there for you. And yeah, if you find the readings helpful, then do feel free to subscribe so that you catch more of my readings and my spiritual coaching videos. Like the video, that really helps. Share it with somebody who needs to hear it today. And yeah, I'm sending you so much love and I will connect with you again soon.